Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about interior design tips and inspiration. We are still continuing our design style series, and today we're talking all about boho interiors. If you've watched a video or two of this design style series at this point, then you already know that what we're going to talk about today is some background of boho design, the key elements that you can look for in this design style, a few ways on how you can incorporate this look into your home right now, and some similar styles in case you're interested in this design style but aren't completely committed to having it. So let's go ahead and jump into the background of boho. This can very easily be described as the free-spirited interior design style. There's a lot of mixing culture stuff, there's a lot of mixing artistic ideas, and really it's about thinking outside of the box. There can be an emphasis on nature, there's a lot of organic and plant elements throughout boho design. There's usually some sort of nomadic feel to boho design, which really showcases that this person is well-traveled usually, which brings a lot of personality into the design. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a very orderly design, it's very unconventional. So just like last week's video, I would say that this is a pretty layered design style and it feels collected. It's kind of exotic, it's very playful, and you have a lot of freedom to do different things in this style. And since there's not a ton of definition around this style, I thought that I would give you the actual definition of bohemian as it pertains to design. This refers to someone who is socially unconventional and often involved in the arts. So this is very commonly full with a lot of visual interest and has a very relaxed feel to it. All right, now hopping into the key elements of boho design. There's nothing super signature about the architectural details of boho design, but I do want to suggest to have a more simplistic based background for this design style. Something warm and earthy is going to be perfect to give a foundation for this design, but this isn't going to be super crucial to the design itself. So to make a really good canvas for boho design, go ahead and make the walls a more white crisp color and incorporate a warmer wood tone on the floors. And moving on to furniture, there's a lot more signature pieces with furniture for the boho style. Anything that has like caning, rattan, bamboo, and similar textiles to those things are going to very easily be incorporated into the boho style. Another thing that you can look for often is low profile furniture. The closer that you are to the ground, the more it's going to feel bohemian. So if you have a lot of floor cushions or really low seating, a low profile coffee table, these are all going to make the boho style be really brought out. Something that's valued a lot usually in boho design is the ability to entertain. So having those floor cushions that you can stack up and put somewhere or easily bring out along with different poofs and ottomans, this is really essential to this design style because it's very casual and inviting, but it's also very easy to entertain people because there's going to be a spot for everyone. Another thing that you'll see sometimes in boho design are antique and vintage items. So anything that looks like it's been well loved, still in good condition, but it doesn't look like it's brand new out of an IKEA box is going to do really well with the boho style. And for the color palette, so there's going to be a lot of neutrals in boho design, but there's going to be a lot of accent colors as well that are going to be bright and fun and grab your attention. So look for those burgundy colors, those emeralds, and kind of those deep saturated jewel tones you'll see quite often. Now going into window treatments, there isn't necessarily a whole lot of signature window treatments for boho design. I would opt for a curtain that's very light and airy, or do something a little bit more permanent and have like a bamboo shade. Something like that is really going to enhance the feeling of the space. As far as accessories, this is where the personality really starts to come into boho design. So if you have pieces that are very alluring or have some personal history, those are going to fit well into the boho design. Inject your personality, tell a story, do something that really is attention grabbing with these accessories, because this is the part that really makes the boho design come to life. This is the part where you get to really show off the boho style. With these accessories, I would make sure to layer a lot. The thing that automatically comes into my head with layering and boho design is rugs. I've made a video about how to figure out rug sizes for your space, but I think in boho, this is one style you can kind of get away with not going with a typical size. So if you don't have the typical big rug, if you have a few smaller pieces, go ahead and layer them on top of each other, and they don't need to be perfectly in line with each other. I think it actually gives it more of that personality of the boho feel when they're kind of just haphazardly almost placed on top of each other in diagonals, and that really gives the casual feeling that this style emulates quite a bit. You can mix different art styles, you can mix different patterns, really making sure that there's talking points in your design and some fun elements that kind of give this a lively, youthful feel. Now moving on to a few ways you can get this look. Funny enough, these all three start with P. The first P is going to be plants. Boho style really loves to incorporate plants all over the place. Different kinds of plants at different heights of different textures. You're going to see hanging plants, you'll see plants scattered across windowsills. This is an easy way to accessorize your space, but also bring in the organic feel the boho design really likes to have. My second P is pattern. So mixing patterns is the fun thing to do in boho design. Mixing patterns really gives it that fun, youthful element that boho design really likes to show. So really have fun with different colors, different sizes, and it's going to give you that lush boho vibe. And my third P is placement. So like we talked about earlier with rugs, really making sure that the placement isn't necessarily traditional with your rugs or with your accessories. If you put something somewhere that someone looks at it and they almost question, like, does that work? That is going to really give that boho feeling. Anything that you can do with placement that feels unpredictable is really giving a nod to this style. And moving on to similar design styles. If you've watched last week's video, then you know that I think that eclectic and boho designs are very, very similar. So if you want a little bit of a more sophisticated vibe, but you still want color and pattern and everything like that, then definitely go ahead and look at last week's video about eclectic design. And if you're liking this style, but you want more of a neutral color palette and something that's a little bit more sophisticated, then go check out our video on transitional design. It still has a lot of personality, but it's just a little bit more elevated and it has more neutral tones, but you can definitely add color into it as well. And that is everything that we have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Next week, we'll be talking about farmhouse design. I hope to see you then, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.